What up, everybody? I am your boy King Richard, aka the God of Rap from Creative Minds Entertainment. That's KME. If you don't know, I swear you know now. Some serious things out there we need to talk about, right? I'm talking about the double standards of visuals by black women, right? Black women, we love you. We respect you. We honor you. I make sure that I always say something positive about our sisters, because I don't want to be a hypocrite. Plus, I'm married to a black woman. I was raised mainly by black women, right? Black daughters, what have you. So I'm not going to spend all of my time bashing and beating down black women. However, we must address some of the problems within our own communities if we want our own communities to be better. We cannot get there by not addressing these issues. Well, let's take a look at this clip by O'Shea Duke Jackson, podcaster. Shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson. Great podcast. Great.
Calling out her for benefiting from black culture. I get all that. But here's something that I don't see. When black women are pretty much wearing white women's weaves, blonde weaves, what about the Brazilian human hair that you see black women wearing? Let's look at Nicki Minaj, blonde hair. Beyonce, blonde hair. Black China, blonde hair. Now, this is trying to look like white women, right? Because black women typically do not have blonde hair. Skin lightening to look more white. Black men specifically like white women who look black, who's trying to act black, for sure. But nobody says something about
odd, right? Listen to what the brother said. He said that black women are highly influenced by European or white women's standard of beauty. We have our own identity at the very least. A lot of people in history have tried to copy our look, our aesthetic, and everything else, right? Failing badly, by the way. Some have succeeded. But why is it that so many sisters say, oh no, I just like to look like this. This has nothing to do with trying to look like a white woman or anything like that. But yet, your more black, Afrocentric ways or images, you run away from. Most of them, especially in the Western world, in America, where here, most of the women, you'll never catch them without lashes. You'll never catch them without weave or some type of form of hair extensions. You'll never catch them in a more natural look than anything. It's like they're trying to look as non-black as possible. Asinine, right? Just asinine. But the minute that black men speak on these particular topics, black women responds with something about our sexuality, which once again, I don't know how you can be in support of the LGBT community as a black woman and then speak down or negatively about a man's potential sexuality. Those are double standards.
No one self-hates more than black men. Y'all are always trying to date outside of your race while putting down black women.
And while there is some truth to some of that, the average black man is married or has children with or is in a relationship with black women. The statistics have proved that over and over again, right? So that's not as accurate as they believe it is.
This is just optional. This is just something I choose to wear. This just makes me feel good. This is how I want to represent myself.
Yet and that's perfectly fine if this part was true. When black men say they don't like it, that we prefer you more natural all the way around, all of a sudden, you're mad. You cannot ask us to love you, respect you, protect you, and all of these other things, right? And then you don't listen. I'm not any woman that does not listen. Any woman, it doesn't matter what her ethnicity is, her race is, whatever. Any woman that does not listen, doesn't want to listen. I'm not talking about being controlled and all this submission talk. Once again, I personally think submission is for animals, not humans, but that's another story, another topic for another video. But any woman that does not have the ability to listen, right, to what is being said, I don't want anything to do with her. I don't even see her as human, because I have the same issue with like even some guys. Like if you're a homeboy or a friend of mine and you don't hear anything that I say, you don't want to listen to anything I say, I don't want nothing to do with you. We can disagree respectfully and like adults, but one thing we can't do is not listen to each other. So I at least try to listen to what black women are saying before I formulate an opinion or I respond or anything. I at least will listen. Psychological on a lot of levels, but of course, because you don't use your brain as much as you use your emotions, you think it's an attack on you. I know what it's like. I've been defensive before over things that I thought was an attack on me. You feel attacked, that's why you're responding the way you do. All of your responses are emotional based. They are not logical. It says women of color spend more than $8 billion on bleaching. But it's not self-hate. It's not, I don't want to look like my natural self. It's just a preference. I doubt it. Another thing says black consumers spend $6.6 billion on beauty products. Now, who you think is spending the most of their money on that?
Black men date these broke women that are white, for example. These women who don't have anything, right? I'm talking about women who are really struggling. Heavy set women, they don't care about you. If you're a black man, you got a overweight white wife, who cares? You know, you're broke anyway. Don't matter. If you're an ugly guy, you got a white woman, nobody cares. They don't care. But if you're rich, if you're successful, all of a sudden, why he got to take his money over to the white girl?
Notice what he said. You don't care whatsoever about black men when they're broke or unattractive and they're dating outside of our race. You got nothing to say. I have family members that have been married to white people, had children with white people. I was around white people more in my early days than I was around black people, right? I really was. And a lot of my friends and schoolmates and whatnot. But then when it shifted, I was able to get to understand the culture, the community of black people. I didn't even know I was black, to be honest, till I was like 12. I was light skinned and there was something totally different. And a lot of black people still think light skinned and dark skinned black people or caramel black people are different race. We're all the same. We're all seen the same. People outside of our race can come up to you and know that you are black. There's no question in their mind.
And no black woman would be able to make $50 million on OnlyFans acting like, let's say, Glorilla, Meg Thee Stallion. You want to know, why ain't black women getting that, right? I know what you really want to talk about, and I get your point. But the same applies to the other way around. When your Nicki Minaj is blinding it up, you're quiet. When your Faith Evans is blinding it up, you're quiet. When your Beyonce is blinding it up, you're quiet. When they're wearing them blonde braids and you have sisters that's real dark skin, we all know that ain't your hair. Y'all quiet. Chicks with brunette hair, y'all quiet. Now you want to have something to say. It's called being a hypocrite.
A person like Bad Baby or Kim K is able to make all this money doing a lot of the same things y'all do. And you can't get that type of bag. You can't get that type of success doing what you do, but they can. Why? Let's not deny the double standards and the racism and all of the things that play into that. For instance, the whole twerking thing, everybody knows that came from black people, especially from Africa, right? The origins of it. Yet and still, twerk classes have been held by everybody that's not black. Meanwhile, y'all are twerking for likes and twerking for free, and these women are getting paid to do twerking classes. I'd be upset too. You can't take this out on the ones that are winning in the financial sector, like a Bad Baby or a Kim K. You can't get mad at them. Be mad at the system. Be mad at the people that support it. At the end of the day, you're just too damn mad. Lighten up.